Hey guys, Ryan here, and welcome back to what could be the first episode of a brand new series. Now, as many of you know, we've been doing survival on this channel for quite a few months now, but you'd have also heard me mention in those survival videos that I enjoy playing hardcore, as you can see by all of these different hardcore worlds that I've got. All of which, well, except for probably one or two, I've died in. The other ones that I haven't died in, I just got bored of. And my most recent hardcore world, this one here named Psy, because I died in my previous one and then made that one named Psy. I died in that one too, and I do very much enjoy hardcore. I am yet to beat the Ender Dragon in any hardcore world, so I want to make a series on YouTube in hardcore. That's really all there is to it, and I've been wanting to do this for a very long time, and as of the time I'm recording this, a YouTuber called the NeoCubist, who I've mentioned before, has also started a hardcore series. So although I've been wanting to do this for a while, those of you that are familiar with him may think that I'm copying him. That's not true. I do just want to point that out. I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and it just so happened that when I decided to start doing this, he started one too. So, complete coincidence, but I mean, why not? I haven't watched any of his videos on that yet. But I'm also feeling incredibly inspired by Luke the Notable's 100, 200, 300, and 1,000 Days hardcore series. I don't think I've ever survived to 100 days. I don't know for sure, but I don't think I have in any hardcore world, so if we can, that'll be a great achievement. You can tell by this world here that I have tried this already. No, I did not die in the world. I literally just created it. And my recording software decided to say, hey, your microphone has stopped working, even though I know for a fact that it hasn't. So, I'm still having this issue, don't know how to fix it, but I'm still looking up ways, and hopefully I can, because the moment the microphone stops recording, what it does is it moves and shifts the audio around, and it puts it in the wrong place, and then when it does eventually catch up, it jumbles the words together, and it just sounds like complete nonsense. So, the moment it says, microphone not working, I have to either stop recording and start all over again, or stop that recording and record another recording to then edit the two together, which isn't exactly the hardest thing in the world, but it's just awkward having to make 5 or 6 different recordings just to edit them all together. So, we're going to try this again. This world we spawned in a jungle, which, to be fair, wasn't overly excited about, not only because they're laggy, but also I was hoping for, like, a plains or a desert or something, somewhere with a good place to start. So, we did have this. We're going to delete this because we're going to create a different one. But we are going to be doing it on hardcore, obviously. We're going to have YouTube hardcore. We're not going to put anything on it, no seed, no anything. I might eventually, down the line, put mob head data pack in this world. Not entirely sure though. I don't think we really need it for now, but maybe later on. But, yeah, we're going to create this hardcore world, and as I do die a lot, I have decided, or not decided, but in my head I have came up with a rulebook. You'd have noticed that there was a world named Rulebook before that I used to play on, not in a series or anything, but I decided to go ahead and make a rulebook because I've died so many different ways and so many times. The most common ways of dying I have made part of the rulebook. So there's currently 5 rules in the rulebook, and I will create more as time goes on. But rule number 1 is screw hoglins. Genuinely, they have killed me so many times in my hardcore worlds. I just hate them at this point. They are the worst thing. Rule number 1 is just screw them. If we see them, you either shoot them with a bow or you avoid them completely. So rule number 2 is Enderman safety. That's all that's written in the book, because it's all I can fit in there, so we got to make sure we make a rule book at some point. But Enderman safety, just basically don't fight Enderman out in the open. Make sure that if you do fight them somewhere where they can't get to you. Okay. Alright, so we're in the middle of the snow. Okay. So, you know that thing that I was mentioning earlier about, the microphone not working and then the recording stopping and everything? Yeah, that just happened. The last time you would have seen me, I was over here. After that, took a screenshot of my spawn coordinates, and I did a little bit of a look around. That was it. That's all I did. And then the recorder stopped working. I noticed there's a biome over here. I think that's a dark oak forest, but I was saying, originally I was like, I'm not entirely sure about this spawn, but I don't think it's terrible, actually. I mean, we can build a nice snowy cabin or something. It'll look really nice. And yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and start cutting a tree down. I told you guys that thing, it reckons that my mic isn't working, but I know for a fact that it is. And it's really irritating, to be honest. I think I'm gonna have to report this as an issue, like a bug or something, to Screencast-O-Matic. I honestly don't know at this point. But I had to finish the last recording, and I'm going to have to edit them together after I finish recording this part. It's just what I'm going to have to do, because I like this seed compared to the last one. So I'm going to keep going and just see where it goes. Hopefully I won't die or anything like that. But I was saying, before we loaded into the world, I have the rule book. I said rule number 1 and 2, which was screw hoglins and Enderman safety. Rule number 3 is always have a shield equipped. And I do this because I've died a load of times just because I didn't have a shield, and I could have saved myself if I had had a shield. So that's one thing we're saying. If you ask him why I'm collecting these pumpkins, the answer is I have no idea why. I just am. They're there. I felt like it. So I mentioned in the last recording I did before everything broke again that I have a way of playing hardcore. And usually what I do is I'll rush through the beginning parts and I'll get to the nether and then I die. And vice versa with I'll rush the beginning, get diamonds, get an enchantment table, and just as I get the enchantment table, I die. So we're not going to rush this completely, but at the same time we're not going to take things slow. Like, I still want to do what I would normally do in, like, if I wasn't filming this, but at the same time I want to not do the things I normally do in order to not die immediately, because I don't think that would be great considering I'm making YouTube videos on it. So I don't think that would be the greatest move in the world, but that's basically the plan for what we're doing. And yeah, that's basically all I really want to say. So I don't know how long this first episode's going to be. The last clip I recorded was about 5 minutes, I think. So I don't know how many days we're going to be able to survive. Probably like 1, 2 in all honesty, because days are long and I don't see any sheep around. It might be worth heading straight to that dark oak forest and looking for a bed, because rule number 4, we'll get to rule number 5 next, but rule number 4 in my rule book is to always have a bucket full of water in your inventory. You never know when it will come in handy. You might fall in lava, you might get set on fire. You never know when you might need a water bucket. So it is imperative, in my opinion, in hardcore to always have a water bucket in your inventory so that you can use it whenever you need to. Okay, that is my opinion, that's what I think. There's also sugarcane there, which we will grab, because the sooner we set up a sugarcane farm, the better. Now that we've said rule number 4, rule number 5, always carry a bed. Because you don't want to be stuck out in the middle of the night in hardcore mode, surrounded by mobs. You just don't. It's a terrible idea. You don't want that to happen. So that's rule number 5. Always carry a bed. And that also means that you don't want to spend your first night without sleeping. I mean, of course you can. We might do if we can't find a sheep. We'll just hide somewhere. But I tend to like to get a bed as soon as possible. That was quite satisfying, not gonna lie. But yeah, I always try and get a bed as soon as possible. There is a cave here, which we might head into to try and get some more stuff. Maybe there's some iron in here or something. But yeah, so you always want to have a bed. If you want to risk the night, I'd recommend doing it after you're prepared enough to do so. I wouldn't go out during the night if you don't at least have full iron armor and a shield, especially not on hardcore. The mob spawns are incredibly heightened, I guess is the word, in hardcore, so it's probably not the greatest idea in the world to go out at night if you don't have the correct stuff. Now, even if I have full diamond armor, half the time I am afraid to go out at night, so you're going to see a lot of that. I'm going to take a lot of inspiration from Luke the Notable in what he did with his base, which is blocking off the area, cutting down any trees within the area. This is why the snow biome, this is a tundra, right? Yes, snowy tundra. The snowy tundra is going to be a great place to stay. Minus the strays. Strays aren't great at all. They're going to be probably the one inconvenience in this place. Stay as far away from that as possible, because that's never a good idea, especially if we're not prepared. So we are going to stay away from that as much as possible. I also might take it upon myself to mine at night. Now, of course, I know that song many of you will know of. It tells you not to mine at night, and nothing's really going to change if you just wait until the day. But nothing's going to change if you go in at night either. In fact, there may be less mob spawns if you go in there at night, because mobs are spawning above ground. So, if you don't have a bed, spend your nights mining. And we've got our flint for flint and steel. See, I rush through, I get the things that I need, and then do the rest later. We could get some more wood too, because why not? But yeah, so night times, if you can't sleep, I recommend mining through the night. I always make sure to make a clock. Usually in normal Minecraft, clocks are pretty useless, in all honesty. But in hardcore, if you're mining and you don't know what time of day it is, a clock is incredibly useful to have, because it could save your life. I know it sounds a bit extreme saying, oh yeah, a clock could save your life, but I'm not even joking. Because if you're mining and you don't know if it's night or day, and you go up and there's a creeper or a skeleton or anything waiting for you at the top of your mine, you're done. That's it. That's your run. That's your world gone. But if you have a clock, you at least know not to go up. So maybe saying it saves your life is a bit extreme, but you get what I mean. I mean, it at least gives you the knowledge to not go up and take that risk. So I always like to make sure I can have a clock on me at all times too. So I guess I should put that in the rulebook really, but we'll explore this tundra because I believe villagers spawn in this. I did say villagers, but I mean villages. It's kind of difficult to explain the difference between them for a while, doesn't it? I mean, to be fair, we're just going to look for sheep. I mean, I don't know if there's going to be any, but we can have a look, I guess. I don't want to look too crazy hard, because I might just do what I said a minute ago, and, ouch, mine at night instead. Although we do need food as soon as possible, because we can starve to death. And I haven't starved to death yet in a single playthrough. of hardcore, so I don't want to start that now. If you're wondering why I'm killing this squid, it's to get the ink so we can make the rulebook when we get a chance. If we find any cows, I try to leave them alive because, I mean, we're going to need leather later on down the road, and if we kill them all now, it's going to be extremely difficult. You want to avoid places like that. I'm lagging. This isn't very useful, Minecraft. Okay, well, that was a close call. That skeleton... Okay, there were a lot of mobs. Do you see what I mean by mob spawns are heightened? Yeah, that's what I mean. Now, I am lagging. Now, usually I would kill them, and I do need food, but it seems like there's only 2 there, and I don't really want to lose them, just in case they're like our only 2. You want to try and look for a village as soon as possible. And it doesn't look like there's a village in this area, which isn't great. We're going to go after these pigs, though, because there is lava there too, but we're not going to rush to the nether because that is a terrible idea. We've also got some bees, which is pretty cool. Yeah, we're going to mine all of this sugarcane. Just for now, because we're going to need it later. It's all about preparing for the future. Like, I know at some point I'm going to need this sugarcane to make an enchantment table. So I'm getting it now, so I know that later on I'll be able to sort of make it. But we're going to kill these pigs, and probably these chickens, because we need the food. It is nighttime, and I did say that you never want to be out above ground at night unless you are fully prepared. There's a cave down there, so I am going to spend the night in there. After killing these mobs and getting some food, we do need these feathers anyway. We're going to stay away from that skeleton and that zombie. Can we get to this chicken? I'll take some seeds too. Come on, don't be running away. Okay, we've got 1 seed. It's not a lot, but I'll take it. We'll just break some of this grass on our way. We want to get down into this mine without that skeleton seeing us. Okay, so now that it's nighttime and we are yet to find a sheep, it's best to hide out in a cave. Preferably one that doesn't have a creeper, but it's fine because what I'll do is I'll let it blow up. There we go, just like so. We're going to set this smoker up because the sooner we get food in our system, the better. Now there are a few zombies, or a singular zombie, which we are just going to block off and say, hey, goodbye, so that they can't kill us. But this cave looks pretty promising, so I do believe that there's probably going to be some iron in here. The first thing we are going to do with that iron is make a shield, of course, because that is rule number 3 in my hardcore rulebook. So we just need to some iron. I would light this up, but I don't have... Actually, I do have some coal on me. I was going to say we don't have much, but we do have some. So we are going to make this. I keep moving away from my microphone, and I keep forgetting that I have to be right up next to it. But anyway, I don't know exactly how long this episode's going to be. We haven't even survived for 1 day yet. Oh, and there's a potato there? That's awesome. Okay, so our first zombie we ever killed just dropped the potatoes, and now we have potatoes to plant and wheat to plant. But yeah, we're going to stick to mining at night, like I said, despite what the song tells me to do, because, like I said, it's probably safer in mines at night because more mobs are spawning above ground instead of underground, so in some ways it's probably safer. So we're going to grab quite a few bits of coal just so we can light this area up. I'd always try to keep my first ever pickaxe, and I always want to put it in an iron frame. I think I've done it once but died in the world. I really just want to make sure that I'm doing that. This has 3 uses left, so we can use it once more because I like to keep it on a nice even number 2. But what we're going to do is we're going to make some more sticks, just like so, and we'll make those ones too. And we want 16, which will give us a nice even stack of torches, and then we'll light this area up as much as possible to avoid any more mobs spawning when we don't want them to. And then what we'll do is we'll smelt up this iron and make ourselves our very first shield, because that is going to be incredibly important to our survival. So we're going to eat this roast chicken too. We've got our crafting table. We have got basically everything we need here in this little cave. For now, anyway. Okay, there we go. First shield coming up. There we go. Boom, let's get that there. And there we go. Now I feel a lot safer. So, that's good. You're probably wondering why I made a hoe. It was just in case we found a village, so I can mine up the hay bales. That's the only reason I make a hoe at the start. But yeah, we are going to make our way around this cave, because we're going to just explore it for now. We're going to light it up to avoid any further mobs spawning and killing us, because we don't really want that. This looks like a decently sized cave, to be honest. There's more iron here. We're going to make sure that we keep our eyes and ears open. And as you can see in the bottom right, it's going to be kind of cut off for you guys. But I have got subtitles on. I found that if you're playing hardcore, it's always good to have those on, because just in case you don't hear it, it'll tell you on screen visibly if there's something behind you, or if there's a creeper about to explode, or anything like that. It'll tell you on screen, so you don't have to. You can focus on that as well as keeping your eyes and ears open too. So I always like to have those on. I do also sometimes, it's a little bit laggy here. Don't know why, to be completely honest. It's gone now, but it was laggy just then, and it's a little bit laggy again as I'm placing that torch. There's a skeleton down here somewhere. Not entirely sure where, but there is. Okay, we're going to avoid that for now. Now, most people will say that they avoid completely, or not most people, but a few people will avoid caves completely if they're playing hardcore. I don't do that, because caves are obviously a good way to get iron, especially at the start. If you're looking for diamonds, 100% strip mine instead of looking for caves, because you're more likely to strip mine into diamonds, I've found in my experience anyway, than you are to just go caving to find diamonds, I guess. So, yeah, that's all it really is to it. As you can see, we're still on day 1. It tells you underneath the biome. So, I honestly, in this episode, which isn't a lot, considering Luke the Notable's first ever hardcore video, surviving 100 days in a row. But this is our first, well, I guess it's our second attempt, but we haven't died in an attempt yet, okay? All attempts that have been made haven't been ended because of dying, they've been ended because of recording software messing up. That's a difference, alright? I think the zombies I'm hearing are probably above ground to some degree. I mean, I'm sure not all of them are above ground, but some of them for sure probably are. Now, there was also some iron around here that I saw a minute ago that I just didn't grab, I think. Unless I did. I don't remember. I must have done. But I'm sure there was more that I didn't grab. Probably around here or something. Yeah, this is where it was. But yeah, we want to make sure. I think we need 24 iron for a full set of armor. So we're nearly there. I would like to end this episode with full iron tools and full iron armor. I know it seems pretty, like, quite a big idea for the first episode, but once we do that, we're at least somewhat set. Next episode, don't know what we're going to be doing, but I do want to set up a base and everything in this series. We do have enough armor, or enough iron for armor now. We do have some in the furnace smelting too, which will probably be done by now, I'd imagine, but I want to get as much as I can for now, so then we don't have to keep looking for more later. I want to make sure to make a bucket and fill it with water as soon as possible, like I said, because of my rules I've set for myself. I always find that they just come in useful, to be completely honest. But we're going to mine up this last bit of iron, and then what we'll do is we'll head back to our furnace, and then we'll hang out there for a bit. So, I just want to say, if you guys want to see another episode of this hardcore series, I know it's going to be pretty boring at the start. Let me know what you guys want to see in this. I mean, I kind of just want to survive for as long as I can, obviously. I'd like to fight the Ender Dragon, because, like I said, I haven't done that in hardcore before. So, I would definitely like to do that. It seems like there's some mobs up here too. If I see a skeleton, I'm running. Yep, I had a feeling there would be, because there always is. We're gonna avoid that, because it's gonna kill us. No doubt about it. It is 100% going to kill us if we don't run. So we're going to block that off. We're going to put the rest of our iron in here. What we're going to do, first things first, make ourselves a bucket. Because we've got to stick to those rules. We will make some shears as well so we don't have to kill sheep. But would you look at that? Day is breaking on our very first official day. It's going to go from day 0 to day 1. If we keep watching it, maybe we can see the number go up. I mean, I'm going to watch it, but I'm also going to keep an eye on my surroundings. But we're going to watch day 0. Yeah, there we go. Just like that. Day 1 is complete. We have completed our very first day. It's always confusing, because are we on day 1 now, or have we survived day 1? Because that was day 0. But this is day 1, so is this our first day, or does that just mean we've completed 1 day? I honestly have no idea. But either way, this is day 1, I guess. I don't know. I genuinely don't know how that works, or what that means, in all honesty. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and make ourselves some armor. Now this video is going to be a little bit long, probably about the same length as the old Minecraft survival videos, or if we're talking about the new one, not as long as the newest video. I'm adjusting my headphones, because the newest one was an hour and 5 minutes long, I think. Yeah, it's not going to be that long, okay? It's not going to be that long in this episode, but I definitely think it's going to be longer than an episode of Crafting Dead, for example. So, I mean, like I said, once we get this full iron armor, I think we're going to be pretty set. I think what we can do is, while that's smelting, we will make our way above ground just for a bit, just to poke our head out and see what's happening. Hopefully we're not going to die. Okay. No creepers. Okay. That's pretty decent. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and kill this pig, because, to be honest, don't have much use for pigs other than pork chops. I mean, they don't drop anything else like sheep or cows do, but we have got the ocean on one side, by the looks of it. Is this going to be more snow, or is this going to be icebergs? It's more snowy tundra. Okay. I mean, I'm not complaining. I do like the snow. And it's getting colder in the UK, so it is getting closer to winter time. So it would be nice to have a nice little wooden cabin, I guess, in the snow biome. I guess that could be nice. But while we're waiting for that stuff to cook up, it'll probably take longer because we're leaving the chunks, but I kind of want to grab as much sugarcane as possible, to be honest. I do feel bad killing these chickens now. I wouldn't have felt bad, but there's a child there. So now I'm going to feel bad if I kill them, so we're gonna leave them be. They'll get killed by something else later, probably, or I'll find them again later when the child isn't a child anymore and kill them without realizing it was them. But for now, I think we're good. My headset is falling off my head, so we're just going to adjust those. There we go. That's good. And back onto the controls I go. I think that's all of the sugarcane from that bit. So now we're just going to grab it here. I think this is the last bit of it. That was a 4 one. No, I don't think they grow naturally in 4s, but they can spawn in 4s. Like, you can't grow a 4 tall sugarcane, but they can spawn in a 4 tall. It's confusing. You don't want to get trapped under this ice, because I don't want to die of drowning. But I do want to get this salmon. Just in case we come across a village, because I do always like to tame cats, because I just do. I always like taming animals in my worlds. And also, another thing I'd like to do I like to do in all hardcore worlds. I feel like the whole point of hardcore, or the challenge of hardcore, is to complete the game without dying, right? Obviously, is to do it without dying, but in my opinion, completing the game, yeah, you defeat the Ender Dragon, you can defeat the Wither and everything, but is the game truly complete until you kill, or not kill, but until you beat every challenge? Like, every achievement? I don't know, that's debatable, I guess. In my opinion, I think it would be great to complete all the challenges and get all the achievements. I think that'll be good. So we might aim towards that. It depends on how long this lasts, because right now I'm getting all excited about surviving and playing this and everything, but for all we know, I could die next episode, and I would have, like, this would all be pointless. I didn't mean to shift click that all on. I wanted to hear the noise. Listen. I don't know why. I like hearing the noise of the armor go on. There's genuinely no reason for it other than the fact that I like it. So, yeah, that's the only reason, but let's take this smoker. I don't know where we're going to go, to be completely honest. We're going to turn this wood, if the game wasn't lagging, we're going to turn this wood into planks, and we'll make a full set of iron tools too, because we have enough iron to do that now. So, next thing on the agenda, shears. So when we find a sheep, we don't have to kill it, we can make ourselves some beds. Just a singular bed, we only really need one. But iron sword, we want to make that. We'll make an iron axe, we'll make an iron hoe, because why not? Iron axe, iron hoe, and a shovel, because we might as well. I mean, we've got the iron for it, we might as well do that. So, yes, it was a waste of time making the stone and the stone tools. It's fine, okay? We're still going to use them. These aren't to use yet. These are to use once the other ones are broken, okay? So we're going to use the stone ones for now, but it's just so that we have them. So I think this was a decent start, all in all. This furnace is basically finished smelting, so what we'll do is we'll grab this. We're not going to explore that cave any further for now. What I'll do is I'll light the area up so I know which cave it is that we went to. But I think this episode has gone on for long enough, so we're going to light this area up so we can always come back to this cave if we need to in the future. But for now, I think that is us good to go. Now, there are cows in this area, and maybe there's a village off in the distance. I don't know. I guess we can look around for a bit. But once we do, if we find anything, or if we don't find anything, who knows, we'll end the episode off here. I have no idea what I'm going to build base-wise. This is a very small plains biome, but we can always find, ooh, polar bear, stay away from that. Unless there's not a child. Okay, there is a child, stay away from it. If there's a child next to the polar bear, avoid it. If there's not a child, the polar bear is safe to go near. So, fun fact, yeah, I'm sure most people knew that already. But anyway, yeah, the plains biome ended right there, and it just stretches out into more snow, and then a birch and oak forest, which is just a regular forest, I'm pretty sure. There's rose bushes, which are pretty nice. There's another polar bear with a child, so we're going to keep our distance, because I don't want this series to end by being mauled by a polar bear. But, here we are. A village and a ruined portal. Right there, there's a village and a ruined portal. Wow. Okay, well, I'm going to end this episode here. I would say we'll go and explore the village, but this episode has been going for half an hour already, and I think we're going to leave it off here. We'll explore this village in the next episode. Oh, there's a cat. Okay. We'll explore the village in the next episode, but we are taming this cat now. Okay? We are taming this cat now. I'm not waiting to tame this cat. This cat might not be here next episode. One fish! One fish! That's all it took. It took one singular fish. That's all it took. And we got this beautiful little calico cat with the heterochromia. Oh, look at those beautiful eyes. Look at me with the fish. Oh, look. Okay. Yeah. So we have a cat now. Don't know what we're going to name it, but we'll name it something. But yes, we're going to end this episode here now, okay? We've got a little kitty friend. We're going to end this episode here. The village in the next episode and do all that good stuff in the next episode. But I would say that this is a pretty decent start for a hardcore world. We don't have a base yet, but we do have full iron armor, full iron tools. Not that we're using them yet. Did I say island? I don't know what I said, to be honest, but most importantly, we have a shield and we have a bucket full of water. Not that we need the water bucket right now, but still, it's always good to have. We do still need to get a bed, though. That's the important thing, but right as I said that, I had the realization that we're in a village right now, and it's full of them. So, looks like we have that sorted too. But anyways, I'm going to leave this first episode of Hardcore here. If you have enjoyed this episode, make sure you stick around for the next one, which I'm sure will be out very, very soon. I want to say thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode. Goodbye!